Okay, so the overall energy of your reading, Taurus, is the Ace of Swords. Conversations, truth, clarity. Okay, this is surrounding your entire reading. So there's going to be a lot of truth and a lot of clarity coming out. And it's going to come through conversations. So let's find out why this is surrounding your whole reading. Up here in your highest energy, the Four of Wands. That's a divine soulmate card. There's a lot of love and a joy associated with this card. This is union between two people. This can be a card of celebration of marriage or just celebration of union between a couple of people now. So all cards are male or female. These are the two strongest energy cards in your entire reading. So there's a lot of truth and clarity, and it looks like it's going to lead up to a very joyful place in your life. I got the Queen of Cups right next to the Four of Wands. Here you are, and it's like this is water, okay? Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading, Taurus. But your energy. So your energy here is you're trying to figure out the love. And I think you're going to seek that truth and that clarity. You're trying to figure out, is this real, true love? Are they really my soulmate? Can we really spend maybe a lifetime together? This is where your head's at in this reading, if this is your reading. So then on the other side of the Queen of Cups, I have the Wheel of Fortune. This is the universe. The wheel is turning. And when that wheel is turning, there's no stopping it. This is the wheel for the better, Wheel of Fortune. So the universe, it has some say in what's going on in your life right now. So it's trying to move you forward to a good place, always for the better. It's always for the better with that Wheel of Fortune. I love that card. And it's on the back side of you trying to figure out if this soulmate relationship is the one for you, I think, because the Ace of Swords is here. So you're going to seek more truth and more clarity. And it's not just going to come from thinking about it and trying to sort things out by trying to peek in that cup. See, this cup is the only cup in the deck that has a lid on it. And there's little windows all the way around that cup. That cup is full of answers to love questions. So that's what you're doing. You have questions about love, and you're like analyzing this whole situation, but there's going to be a lot of communication too in order to figure this out. I have the Sun. These are my two favorite cards, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun in your reading. So the Sun is right under the Four of Wands, and it's right next to the Ace of Swords. This card represents a fresh start, new beginning with lots of love and joy. You have two cards that's filled with love and joy right next to each other. So this communication, this clarity that you are going to be getting about the soulmate that's in your life is going to lead to a very beautiful place, happy. It's going to be committed. It's going to be joy. It's just a wonderful place where you're headed. So wow, Taurus, this is really, really good so far. I have the Fool here next to the Ace of Swords and under the Wheel of Fortune. So part of your questions here is, are you thinking clearly? Are you just, living in the energy of the Fool? I think you're wondering if you are like going, keeping your head in the clouds. If you're not looking at this relationship realistically, yes, you are. Especially if you're asking questions about truth and clarity, which it looks like that is the overall energy of this reading, and is probably even advising you, this reading, to get your truth and clarity so you can have a clear head in moving forward. You also might be wondering, maybe they're living in the energy of the Fool. Maybe they don't want to commit. Maybe they don't want to move any further in this relationship. Well, it's really not the case here. You might have started the relationship in the Fool's energy, but it's not ending that way. It's right below the Wheel of Fortune, which is taking you away from that Fool's energy. It's also taking you away from being all up in your head about, trying to figure things out. So under the Sun here, I have the Hierophant. This is your card, Taurus. But the energy is what's most important, and that is security, stability, groundedness. It's about traditional values, traditional morals. It's about commitment, and it is a very spiritual card about marriage. So we have the Four of Wands, we have the Sun, and then we have the Hierophant. What's going on here? This sounds too good to be true. But for many of you, this is true. So I have the Ten of Pentacles right next to the Hierophant. Talk about commitment. Okay, Pentacles are about security, stability, groundedness. Okay, Pentacles are about commitment. So here we have union between two people. We have extended family, pets, and a child tucked in the corner here. This is a family-oriented type card. This can be a card of marriage again. It is about great commitment, and it's partnership and working together and building a future. Right under the Ace of Swords. Now, this is something you need to talk about. Are they really in it? Do they really want to proceed in this relationship and move forward? The answer I see here is yes. But it's like a burden. So you've been carrying this burden. I got the Ten of Wands under the Fool and next to the Ten of Pentacles. I think you've been through this before. It didn't work out. There's something like this before. And you've been carrying this burden because you're trying to figure this out on whether or not you are imagining, like, if this is real or not. And the cards are saying this is real. So you really need to go to the horse's mouth, which is your soulmate, and ask the questions that you need to ask. And through doing so, you're going to be able to drop these wands. You're going to be able to drop the burden. So there's no 11 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is you can't pick up any more wands. See how hunched over that person is? You're going to start dropping those wands one by one, or you can just let them go all at once. So your worries are coming to a close, and you are moving forward in this universe, whether you like it or not. And it's towards your better. It's towards your fortune. It's towards your happiness and love. Let's take out the second part of this reading. Right as I said, love, the Ace of Cups came out. Okay, so Taurus, the Ace of Cups came out right next to the Wheel of Fortune. That's where you're going. There's going to be an equal exchange of love. Okay, the cup runneth over here with the Ace of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles right next to the Ace of Cups. This is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is going to be you, Taurus. And what you're doing is you're looking at that pentacle. Male or female, all the cards are male or female. That is the commitment. That is the security. That is what you're cherishing there on your lap. And you're looking at that pentacle almost the same way you're looking in this cup. Okay, like, is this for reals here? All this love, security, stability. Are they going to walk away from you? Are they going to turn their back on you? Because I think this has happened before. I don't see you walking away, but I see you worried about it. I think this is part of that Ten of Wands, that you're worried that this is an illusion. Like someone, the other person or something's going to happen, where this isn't really going to happen. I'm going to keep reading, but as far as I see, it's only a fear that this is not going to work out, because you are kind of up in your head and you are kind of thinking that it's a fool's energy and, someone's going to leave the relationship. And, I got the Seven of Cups right below the Ace of Cups and next to the Fool. So this is what you're thinking. The Eight of Cups, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is all about choosing the wrong cups. Most of us have choose the wrong cups before. And, they look so enticing. They're all like, pick me, pick me. But none of these cups are the right cups. Matter of fact, some of these cups may have looked like they could hold a whole lot of love, but then something springs out of them, like this one here with the snake. It's like the snake was in there and you didn't even know it. So, this is part of the Fool's energy. It's like throwing caution to the wind. And I think, a lot of us have thrown, not paid attention to red flags and whatnot, and just proceeded in the relationship until they finally blew apart. So I have this Tower. And see, this is why you are looking at that pentacle the way you are. because you're just really trying to super analyze the situation and trying to make sure that this is a relationship that is not going to blow apart, that this is not a Seven of Cups relationship. I have the Eight of Swords right next to the Tower card. Yeah, I've already said this, that you probably lived in the Seven of Cups type of relationships before, where somebody always ended up walking away, the relationship would blow up, and you've stayed in them, and you've not dealt with the red flags before. It's like you ignored them, like an ostrich putting its head in the sand, hoping that it'll just resolve itself. But all these swords of truth and clarity were all around you. I mean, you could have seen the red flags, or you did and didn't want to deal with them, okay, because you had the blindfold on. Your feet are free, your mouth is free. This is a card of illusion, but you lived in it in hopes that some other relationship would come to fruition. So they usually don't when you live in that kind of energy. The truth and the clarity is the best thing to do. If you find yourself getting into this energy of the Eight of Swords, take the blindfold off and start asking the questions, so that you can be clear about what's going on in your life. So, almost every one of us has done this. I have the Queen of Wands under the Seven of Cups and next to the Ten of Wands. The Queen of Wands, male or female, is the most passionate card in the deck. The Queen is holding onto a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, and it's also a staff of passion. It's wherever you put your love, whether it's gardens, animals, people, work, wherever you put your love, you put your passions. So you take everything to heart, and you are ready for that fresh start and that new beginning. You're a very passionate person, which I really think is nice, because that means you have a belief system that is very strong. I have the Judgment card right next to the Queen of Wands and right under that Tower. These Tower, whether it's been one or more moments, has been spiritual lesson for you. And your guardian angels and spirit guides have been blowing this horn down on you, and you finally get it. You're getting it. You're awakening. Look at these people. They're just like, I get it. I get it. Finally, I hear you. I hear you. So this is learning a spiritual lesson. That's why you had to go through these past relationships. And that's probably why I think you're over analyzing this other relationship so much. But like I said, the advice here is get the truth and get the clarity from your soulmate. There it is. Conversation, texting, phone calls, emails, video chat. Don't get caught up in the Eight of Swords. Reach out. Communicate. That is the key to knowing what's going on, what's really going on, okay? Don't just sit there all by yourself trying to figure stuff out. Talk about it. If they can't talk about it, then they're not the one for you, okay? So this is back and forth communication here, which is very important in this reading. I think this is part of your spiritual lesson. I think this is part of what you've learned. And I think because you're waking up to your spiritual lesson, you're being rewarded. You're being rewarded with someone very special, a very special soulmate. Now, what I'd like to do is take out one card here from the Law of Attraction cards. Esther Hicks is a medium, and she channels an entity of entities from the universe, and they call themselves Abraham. So these are things that these are things that they've said, may or may not have anything to do with this reading, but whatever the message is for you, okay? It's something to help you get through the tough times, something you need to remember, something we'll see, but it's always something that you need to focus to remember about life, okay? Yeah, I want one more. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut them. Take the bottom card and cut them right there. I understand the rules of the game of life. I kind of almost just said it's about something like that. I understand the rules of the game of life. Now, this is what it says on the back. You can pause and read it whenever you want, but I'm going to read it to you. Now that I understand the rules of this game of eternal life, now that I understand the powerful law of attraction and deliberate creation, I can prepave segment by segment my life experience into becoming the allower I was born to be. For I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. So this, it's saying here is that you can plan your life. You can go segment by segment. You can allow the things that are happening, the good things, allow them to come in, okay? And so that you can become the person that you were born to be and have your life filled with never-ending joy. And, everybody wants never-ending. There's enough to go around for everybody. So, if you can read that card as many times as you want just by, pausing on it.